Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about solids. Not like, yo, that's solid. No, it's like solids, like a circle, cone, pyramid. And that's right, Mr. Naval said, yo, man, that's solid. Alright, anyway, going on. Alright. Solids are objects that do not lie in a plane. That doesn't mean here's a little plane right here with wings. And it's not like here's a triangle on a plane. That's not what it's talking about, AJ. What it's talking about is like an XY plane. A circle can lie on a plane. A triangle can lie on a plane. A square can too. And a rectangle can too. And there's many other objects that lie on a plane. But the reason why a cube does not lie on a plane is because only one side of it does. Only one side is flat. Everything else is 3D. And that's why solids can't lie on a plane. It's talking about an XY plane. A prism is a type of solid. Now we're going to talk about types of solids. We're going to do prisms, pyramids, cylinders, cones, polyhedron, and then we're going to talk about the different parts of them. So first, prism is a solid of two parallel bases that are congruent. Polygons. So what's a polygon? It's something that has more than one side. Polygon. Right? So let's say we have something like this. This is a polygon. Now it says a solid with two parallel bases that are congruent. So I'm going to draw another one. Now these are two parallel bases that are somewhat congruent, based on my drawing skills. Now I can make a solid out of them by connecting them. And you kind of see the solid appear. So there's a shape. It's a solid, and it's made by two parallel bases that are congruent. So in other words, the two bases are parallel from each other. They're on either side of each other, facing the same direction, and they're the same thing. Now a pyramid is a solid with exactly one base, so it has only one base to it. Now most of y'all think of a pyramid that looks kind of like this, right? That is a pyramid, and the base, even though you can't see it, could be a triangle, or it could be a square, right? Or it could be any shape. It could be the shape we were doing a while ago. See if I can draw it. And see, that's a polygon is a base. So a pyramid is any solid with exactly one base, and that base has to be a polygon, which just means it has to have more than two sides. Alright, these next two are cylinder and cone. You should know what a cylinder and cone is. A cylinder has two bases that are exactly alike. They're parallel from each other, in other words, top and bottom, and they're connected by one long rectangle, basically. That's what it means. In fact, if you unfold this, you'd have a circle on top, circle on bottom, and a rectangle in the middle that connects everything. And that's called a net, but we'll talk about that later. Now a cone has only one circle base and comes up like a pyramid, comes up to a point. This right here on a cone is called the vertex. It's a point where everything comes to. The circles are considered bases on both of these. Alright, so when it comes to shape, we talk about lateral surface area, and stuff like that. So let's talk about lateral surface area. And when I say SA, that means surface area. Alright, lateral surface area is talking about the lateral surface area. In other words, everything besides the base. So if we're doing a cone, not a cone, but a cylinder, these are the bases, the circles. Everything else, the part that goes around the whole thing right here, is called the lateral surface area. The total surface area would include the bases. So when you look at the formulas for like surface area, cylinder, cone, whatever, it's going to include a base. And usually it's denoted by a big B, which means area of the base. If it has two bases, it'll be 2 times that. If it has one base like a cone, then it'll just be one base. The lateral surface area is right here that goes around the cone. And everything has lateral surface area, so like even in an aquarium, which is one of the most popular ones. Let's say we have an aquarium right here. If I can draw one. There's an aquarium. It's filled with junk, fish and stuff like that. Alright, so it holds fish and stuff like that. So in fact, if I want to make this look a little bit better, I could probably erase the part that you really don't see. It really looks more like this. Looks more like this. That looks better for like an aquarium. So surface area in an aquarium, you don't really use surface area because if we were going to tint an aquarium, let's say, would we tint the bottom? No, because it's covered up. It's sitting on stuff and there's rocks on top of it. And we wouldn't tint the top because it's usually black. We don't tint the top. There's really not a top. So we would only tint the surface area on a aquarium because that's all we're really worried about. So surface area would be all this area in here where the water is. Another thing we're going to be talking about are called skew lines, and this is the last thing, skew lines. What are skew lines? They're lines that do not intersect and that are not parallel. So, in other words, let's do this for an example. Here's a square. Oh, we're doing solids, so let's make a cube out of it. This is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Alright, so we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G right there. Line AB would be a skew line. Here, I forgot something. H in the background. Line AB would be a skew line to HG right here. Be a skew line to HG. You notice they don't intersect, they won't touch, they're not on the same plane or on the same shape, and they're not parallel. So those are skew lines. Another set of skew lines would be AE and DC. Another set would be EF and BC. BH. Or BC and GF. Those are skew lines. Now how you write that, let's say we're going to write the red ones, we write like this. AE with a line over it. That means line segment AE. And line segment CD are skew lines. And that's what skew lines means. Now, there's nothing else to talk about when we're doing solids. Y'all should all know what a vertex is. It's a point on. So like this is a vertex, 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 vertex. Lateral surface area, we talked about that. Total surface area, bases, and I think we're good. Oh, base edge. If we're doing a base edge, last thing, base edge, real fast. Let's say we're doing a pyramid. Here's a pyramid. This would be considered a base edge, this whole edge of the pyramid, because it's an edge on the base. Now, that's it, folks.